Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to CREDA. Create every day in April. I hope everyone is doing well. I pulled out the calendar early this year, right? The reason why I pulled the calendar out early is because I sometimes forget what day of the week it is. So we're here today. Today is day 7 of Create Every Day in CREDA, and for today we're going to have a barrel of fun. We're going to use the Stamps of Life Wheelbarrow 2 stamp, and let's go ahead and get into it. These are photopolymer, and you know how I feel about that, right? But I've used this before and I haven't had too much of an issue with it. I'm going to stamp out the wheelbarrow and the bunch of strawberries. You know, Stampin' Up! Has a strawberry stamp, right? They have a strawberry stamp, and I didn't get it. I think it was sold out or something was going on with it. Right now, a lot of companies are limited stock, but I didn't get it. And I was thinking, how many stamps do I need of the same type of thing? And you know what I told myself? All of them. All of them. All right, so we got this on here. Excuse the glare. But you can see right here we have our strawberry in our wheelbarrow. And I think I've stamped this out before. One second. All right, so I just put some anti-static on here. I hope that works. We shall see. But I've used the stamp before, the stamp set before. And this is when I was in a stamp and die club. And then I was thinking one day, I was like, why are you getting those dies when you have a machine that will cut out shapes? And I stopped getting them. I still get the stamps, but I am seriously contemplating ending that business relationship. And the reason why is I barely use those stamps that I do have from the company. So I would just feel like if I'm not using it, why keep paying for it? So I did use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and it's supposed to be alcohol, quote unquote, proof. Like you're supposed to be able to use this and not have your alcohol markers run, but we shall see. I'm going to color it up first and then go from there. I'm also going to use a small strawberry once I get this all colored up, and we see where we're going from there. We're going to use the Simply Art color pencils from Hobby Lobby. And you know, I think my husband got these for me for Christmas or my birthday. He got me some coloring stuff a while back, and so it's all in the mix. And I thought I got these in a D-stash, but now I'm thinking about it, I think he actually bought them for me. So that's cool. So I'm going to use this, and they have colors on them, so yay for us, right? Yeah, we're going to use red. The color red is what it's called. Yep, that's better than crimson, I believe. And we're going to use green, and it's just the color green. And then black is black, and brown is light brown. They kept it simple, right? Simply Art. So we're just going to color in the stems first. The little roommate loves strawberries and blueberries and pineapples and grapes. He don't really care about raspberries too much. Can't say I blame him, because I'm not really keen on raspberries either. And lately, you know, I've mentioned this before, the fruit just does not have that same that it used to when I was growing up. Like, you know, You could cut a watermelon open and just the deliciousness in the air would be like, yep, someone just cut a watermelon. Or bite into an apple, you could just hear the sound and the juice just slide down your cheek. And you're like, yes, this is a good apple. Now it's kind of like, oh, this apple, okay, don't taste that good. Like, it's not rich in flavor like it was when I was young growing up. And I'm not even sure if I'm the only one that's experiencing that or not. Because a few years back, we went to, wasn't that far back, I think it was like in 2018, we went to the strawberry patch. And they were nice and tasty, but they were not like I remembered strawberries. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I'm just going in a circular motion. I hope that you all are having a great first week in April, like a first full week in April. It's going okay for us. The time change, we're finally adjusting to that, the little guy. Finally just to losing an hour, right? I'm springing forward. And then the school time has changed. So I originally wanted to have videos, all the CREDA videos up by a specific time. But after I make the video, that's why I try to keep them under 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes. The max that this can record full is 30 minutes, like 32 minutes or something weird. And depends on how much other stuff I already have on it. I think it's less time. So I try to keep the data clear, you know, all the trash emptied and all that junk. So if the video is longer than 30 minutes, then I have to connect them or edit it to make it less. And that takes extra time to do. But then once you edit it, if you have to edit the video, so you got to think about, you got to transfer the data from whatever you're using to something else where your editing software is at. If you have editing software on your location where you recorded it, it's easy. But I don't have that program anymore. For some reason, it stopped working, which was a great program. I could just do it all from my phone and be done with it. But I can't use that program anymore. It stopped being supported. And so eventually it just stopped working for some reason. It was a good program too. It was just Windows Media Player. No, Windows Media Editor, I believe it was. Just something easy. Because I'm not like splicing in things and stuff like that. Like if I was a serious video person, maybe I would have different software. And I know some free apps out there, but I don't like that they watermark everything. And if you want the watermark not to be there, then you have to pay for it. So I just transfer it to the computer, where the computer has software, and then I have to upload it, let it upload, then edit it, and then put it back on then I put it on YouTube. If I make a video with no mistakes, then I can just upload it. And lately, YouTube, for some strange reason, either takes a long time to upload the videos or it's lickety split. So if I make a short video, it's lickety split. If I make a super long video, it's forever. And sometimes it's quick and then sometimes it's not. I'm like, what's going on? I'm gonna make a little handle right there, even though it's not one on there. And I think I'm gonna color the inside of this another color as well. All right, so I took the light brown, and you may not be able to tell it, but it looks streaky, and I did that on purpose so it could look like wood. And then I took melon yellow for inside here. Now I'm going to take burnt umber, and I'm just going to lightly color in some of those spots where I didn't I color everything, but I just went over it really lightly, like I'm doing now, to not give it a heavy look. But they use this wheelbarrow every year, and it's been in the family for like forever. They had to replace the wheel a few times. The handle fell off. It don't even have the original handle anymore. And it's just been in the family because it's a good wheelbarrow. Probably even have a hole in the inside. You can't see that, but yeah. That's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to take the light brown once more and just color over it. And then we'll cut these out. All right, so I'm going to take powder pink and just lightly color over this. Now, I think I have heard creators say that you should color over your markers with color pencils and not the other way around, but I am going to, you know, take a walk on the wild side, and it just gives it that little bit more crisper red. I think kind of makes them look like apples. I do believe that they probably use the same image as apples, because on like the little idea card that you get in the thing, it has these apples, and they kind of look similar to the strawberries, but what I know. Now, the one thing that I really don't want to do is fussy cut this thing out, but I'm thinking that I am going to fussy cut it out. One, it has, I think it's going to leave a white border around it, and I don't want a white border. And that's all. Yep, I think I may just go ahead and hand cut it. We'll see. All right, so I just want to discuss something really quickly here. This paper we're using is Dots and Stripes from Echo Park. It's a flaw in this design because every time you cut a paper out, you get ridges unless you tear all of the paper out. And I understand that you don't have the whole, you know, we're not keeping that little spot. But if you were, say if you want to use that hole as a tag, the centerpiece for a tag, and everything else was, you know, rubbish, you really couldn't do that because it tears, the paper tears. And I tried to tear it out as gently and gingerly as possible. And then I want to talk about this. This is the Doris paper, Doris envelopes and cards that I picked up, and they were really inexpensive. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with, you know, my cousin who was on the creasing team that day, because the creases are off big time. So I've just had to reform the crease. And you know, if you watch professional card makers, they always talk about when you crease it, you fold it, I think the opposite way of the crease, and it's supposed to crease properly. It doesn't matter. It's still off. It's still off just enough to irritate me. More so than anything, you know, anything else I would be okay with, but it's just annoying. And so I cut this down 1/8 before 5 1/4. I mean 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. And then I cut this down 4 and 5 1/4. So you can see some of that design in the background. And I want to use the stripes, not the dots. So we got this going on here. So we got just like that. Then we'll have this here. Then we got our wheelbarrow. And we got this. But I'm going to turn it this way, landscape. I'm going to do this. And we're going to use those clouds from yesterday. And we're just going to put thanks. And then on the inside, we're going to put a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and tape all this stuff down and come back and we can get to gluing. Okay, so yesterday's card was empty. And I want to make sure today's card isn't empty like yesterday's card. So I'm going to drop a few strawberries on the ground. Because, you know, I'm not even sure who put strawberries in a barrel like this, right? I don't know. we had a little bucket and we picked them. And I don't recall any of them falling out. My son was eating them. So. It was a great time, though. A great time. All right, so we got that one. I think we have one toppling out right here as well. So dropping. We don't want to run over any of them because that wouldn't be good. I just have it like standing up right here. And I'm just going to color this in really quickly. All right, so we have a little bit of filling in. I think sometimes when we create, we are nervous to have white space, right? Like we don't want white space. Because I think somewhere along the lines of card making, we found or we feel like covering up everything is always the best option. But no, we don't have to cover everything up. It doesn't have to all be covered up. You can leave some spots blank, just not too many spots, right? Like that's the goal. Like this would be an incomplete card just like that. Unless, you know, you were working on a card and you and a couple of friends was like, hey, you know, like the traveling, whatever. All right, so I decided to just put that on one little square of foam tape, and the same with this strawberries. Now, I was trying to decide whether or not I want the strawberries to be on top, but I feel like that would be a little bit on the weird side. So I need to adjust these a little bit. Thankfully, this foam tape is a little bit more forgiving than the foam tape I have from hell. So I'm just going to tuck these under just like that. See? Yay. And now we're going to put, thanks a bunch, change number 762. We're going to put laugh, okay? Not thanks. We're going to put laugh right here because I feel like that would be good to put laugh versus thanks. And I'm not using the tuxedo black ink for any other reason than it's right next to me. I moved a few things around in the space and I was like, let's just use it. So I'm stamping this out. I'm glad I did stamp it out, even though the first one was a pretty good one. This G is going to give me issues. So let me see something. It's a solid G on the image though, see? So let's see. I don't think it's a solid G on the card, on the stamp though. And if it is, I'm kind of pulling it down a little bit to see. Ah, good enough. Good enough. This is another reason why sometimes for me, sentiment stamps can be a little bit on the annoying side to get it the way you want it to. And I'll show you this G up close. The G is not all the way there. But let's go ahead and stamp it out. Laugh. So you can see like right here, it's kind of missing. All right, our completed card. I like it. I bet I could have put laugh in a cloud, right? I don't know why I keep standing all the cards up because they're not meant to stand up, but this is a fun card. I enjoyed making it a lot more than I thought I would. Now I could have went in and cut this little hole out. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't want to cut it out. Yeah, it's fun. I'm smiling if you can't tell. I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed today's CREDA. And we got one knocked down. Yay. So let's go ahead and X out. And I want to say thank you all for watching. Until tomorrow, happy CREDA.